Hello Tarot Rebels, I am Michaela from Tarot Rebel and I would like to welcome you to my channel. I want to say it's finally October, so we're close to Halloween season, and that means that we have more time and more dedication to become spooked, to become entertained, to look for weird things in life, creepy, spooky, you name it. Halloween is right around the corner, so I think everyone is in that headspace right now. I was thinking what to do for fun this month. I'm not necessarily in a place where we celebrate Halloween, however, it's one of the holidays and one of the festivities I kind of appreciate and I would like to be a part of. So I decided to propose a Spooktober 2021. We'll see if this will be repeated in 2022, but for now, Spooktober Fest 2021 means that on each week of October I will go through my decks and present you some random creepy and spooky and interesting artwork from my deck collection that I think works perfectly for Halloween. So without further ado, let's go back, let's get into the classics and see the first week of Spooktoberfest 2021. So the first deck, I think no conversation about Halloween and about creepy artwork is complete without discussing this deck. So as you can see, my copy of the Deviant Moon has suffered a lot. It's actually, the box has been reinforced by me. I think you can see some of the tape that I've added to support the box. This is my copy. It's quite rough on the edges because I've been using it a lot. This deck is in order at the moment because I think I planned on using it for a video. So at the moment when I got this deck, it wasn't October, it wasn't spooky season, it wasn't something like that. It was just, I saw the deck and I had to have it because I only had the Raider Waits meet at the moment, I think, and a couple more decks, but nothing like this. And while I was waiting for it to arrive, I was thinking, well, what if people won't like it? What if people will be put off by this kind of art? Because as you can see, it's kind of a heavy, okay, some of it is industrial, some of it is kind of the multiple limb variety. Some of it is actually creepy and scary. However, obviously you can see my concern, and I was afraid I'm not gonna like it, and I was afraid people will be put off by it, and I was partly right. I didn't like it. I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite deck for the longest of times. I think maybe a year or so. It was my go-to deck, my my warm and fuzzy cozy deck, which is kind of interesting. But as you can see, the deck is very well done with a lot of intention behind the art. It feels like a stream of consciousness for the artist. The artist is Patrick Valenza. If you haven't checked out his art, I really suggest you should. Like, this is one of the most tamest cards in the deck, if I'm not mistaken. So is this one, but you can see the creepy elements, like the blend of humanoid creatures with plants and animals of all kinds. You can see duality. Everything is under the sign of the moon. Everything is a reflection of the moon on this plane, on this earth. So it's kind of interesting to see how much effort and how much work was put into creating this deck. This image is also the cover of the Deviant Moon book, which I suggest you buy it because it's a really interesting book on its own, not necessarily connected to tarot or to this specific deck, if I may add. So I think it's a really interesting take on the Rider-Waite, reminiscent of it, but at the same time it feels very, very personal, very, very stable on its own. The symbolism of this deck, I think, is very obvious once you start to read the book. Like, I love this Four of Cups. I think it's my favorite Four of Cups. Why? I don't think I noticed the Four of Cups usually, but this one is the one that depicts the traditional meaning of the card with perfection, I think. So obviously I do like the disturbing aspect, like the Six of Cups. It's so disturbing, it's so weird, so out there, but also it's like, oh look, it's little kids or maybe adults in their little kid persona watching a puppet show. Like, what is happening? This Seven of Cups, again, it's gorgeous. The Eight of Cups is gorgeous. So there are multiple sources of inspiration. If you read Patrick Valensa's book, you will notice that some of the inspiration was cemeteries and industrial estates. Like, everything is dark, everything is gloomy, everything is either very, how should I put it? This is very steel-like. Like this angel has steel wings. Like the towers are always dark and gloomy. The shadows are very, very present in every situation. Look at this person. They have a third leg. Why do they have a third leg? I don't know, because it's the Deviant moon. Look at this Four of Swords. It's supposed to be restful, but it makes you wonder at the same time. So it's kind of an interesting thing that this deck has going on. Sorry, my throat was a bit scratchy. So as for the suits, I think the deck maintains the traditional suits, the Wands, the Cups, the Swords, and the Pentacles. As you can see, they're only numbered, but there's no name of the suit at the bottom of the deck. I think it follows the other traditional way where the Strength card is number 11 and the Justice card is number 8. But at the end of the day, it's just a gorgeous little deck. Mine has a bit of bend to it. The edges are rough now. I don't mind that. I absolutely use this deck every once in a while. It's not something I use every day now, because I have other decks that I'm trying to connect with at the same time. But this is a really nice deck to have. Second on my list, it's this gorgeous babe. This is the Santa Muerte tarot. It opens like this. It's oops, sorry, I think it's a Los Carabeo production. So this is how you take the deck out of the box. This is an extra card that I'm keeping. This is the book, which is gorgeous. And these are the backs. I don't think I showed you the backs of the Deviant Moon. These are the backs. So this is the Santa Muerte. This is a very traditional, traditional Mexican design, and I am a sucker for this kind of designs. I will have to say. Thought I had my decks in order, but this isn't in order, so I'll just flick through them. As this is the Death card, and instead of the Death card we have the Santa Muerte, and she's pregnant as well. Transformation all the time, right? I love the design, I love the packaging, I love the backs. I wish it was gilded. I will have to say it's one of the rare instances where I wish the deck would have the same kind of gold gilded thing on the sides, but it's not mandatory. It's not minus for me. I think it works either way. It doesn't really matter. Like, look at this 10 of Cups. The what are these called? Like ribs, like the rib-like ending of this butterfly. Like it's gorgeous. The Sun, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. It's such a vibrant art style and a fun reinterpretation of the Mexican tradition and also of the tarot, I would say. Like the majors do feature the titles of the major arcanas, apart from the Death card, which features the name Santa Muerte and has been renamed as such. And the suits, I think some of them have been renamed. So no, they haven't. So we have the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and what else? The Pentacles. Oh, the cups are green. The Pentacles are... No, the cups are blue. The Pentacles are green. The Wands are red in color. And the swords are this yellow tint. I don't know. Yeah, those swords are yellow. So it's kind of an interesting take on the color palette as well. As I said, this is a really fun deck to use. It's so vibrant, it's so full of life. Even though it's called Santa Muerte, I think it's more fun than I expected. I was gifted this deck, actually. It's not something I would have bought for myself. And I honestly am super happy I got it, because I actually love using this deck. And I think now is the perfect time to use it, because I think there are certain cultures that do celebrate similar holidays and traditions, and you can use the Santa Muerte if you want to connect to the other realm, if you like. So yeah, enjoy this one. I would love to see if someone else has it and how do you get on with it, because I think it's an amazing, nifty, very not cheap. I don't think it's cheap. I think it's very easy to come by and very easy to use, because most of the cards are very traditional tarot like, so not a problem with that. Okay, so putting this aside, last but not least, the best of the best, the zombie tarot. So again, I am a sucker for anything that's creepy, anything that's zombies, vampires, and vintage art style. This deck manages to tick some of my boxes. So it's a zombie deck, which I never expected to like. It's very vintage in depiction. Even the book looks aged, and I kind of wish creators would stop using this format, landscape format, for their books. It makes it very difficult for me to use them. But again, if you just need to look for a couple of meanings, like the star, recognition, inspiration, achievements, it's very easy to flick through and get to the point very, very easily, right? Now for the deck. Okay, this one's in order as well. I keep reordering my decks all the time. It's just anyway, so this is the Fool. Very vintage, very Cary Grant, what's his name, or Rhett Butler. No, not Rhett Butler, the actor that plays Rhett Butler. I forgot his name. Anyway, very vintage, very traditional. And as I said, I'm a huge fan of zombies, and I really thought that this deck would be just a novelty. Like, look at this magician. He has a saw. Like, what? he has like chemistry going on around him, and a foot, and some experiments, and a saw. That was fun. That was fun. This is the High Priestess. Look at this. She's sitting on top of a skull in front of a bonfire at night, and behind her you have the nuclear plants thing going on. The Empress with her zombie child, the Emperor with his gun and axe trying to protect the kid. I really love this design. The Hierophant on the news prophesying and spreading knowledge. How cool is that? How cool is that? Look at the lovers, like love beyond anything. Like there's no age, there's no anything. Love can conquer it all. The Chariot as a card, the Strength card as a bullet. The Hermit, someone locked inside their house with zombies trying to go inside. The Wheel of Fortune. Look at this. Like how much better do you want this to go? I think it's so well done. I didn't expect it to be more than a novelty deck during Halloween season, but actually I think this was really well done, in the vein of RWS, if you like. It's fun and lightweight and deep at the same time. Like the devil is what's it called? Like a cigarette dispenser, a cigarette jukebox, something. I don't know. I don't smoke, so I don't really know. But you also have vice here, and you have a bottle, and you have someone's hand that's supposedly a zombie behind the wall. The Tower, the Star. I think it's so well done. I didn't expect it, and it's the collage art, the collage art. It's not something I got into until late in life, but now I really appreciate it. And apparently, it's been created out of 1930s, 1940s newspaper clips. So that just adds to the fun and the diversity of the deck, right? So as you can see, the wands are represented by limbs. See, it's always some kind of a limb here, and they do have some keywords in the guidebook. Let's go to next suit is the cups, and the cups is represented by, I think it's skulls or brains or something like that. Yes, it's always skulls because the brain sits in the skull. Anyway, interesting. The swords represented by hatchets and things that you cut stuff with, knives, things like that. And then last but not least, we have the pentacles, which is represented by hazards, right? So it's an interesting concept. I think that the pentacle suit is a bit lazier than the others, but still works for me, I think. What else? This is a good deck. Yeah, they still keep the page, knight, queen, and king names for the court cards. It's a really nifty deck. It's very well done, quality wise. I mean, the design, I really enjoy working with them. They're so fun. Sometimes I pull this this deck just for the lulz. Not necessarily for client readings or for myself, but I think it's a good deck to bring to a party, and especially now with Halloween season, I think it's one of the best decks you can get. So yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed my ramble. It was really fun to film this video. It was really fun to think about this video. I really had a lot of fun doing this. I would like to know your thoughts down below. If you want to leave a comment, leave a like, share, subscribe to my channel. I don't know, whatever thing you can spare for your in your time. The algorithm gods will enjoy that. I will most definitely be very grateful for that. So thank you so much for joining. I do hope to see you next week on Spooktober Fest 2021 part 2. So thanks and see you later.